Good morning, people. It's Poor Stacker here, and it is Tuesday morning, October 7th, 2014. And I'm up again with your early morning market report. And we're looking at the gold chart. And what do we see? 1205. That's right. Gold is not dead yet. I told you it would hang out at about 12, and sure enough it did. We saw that little dip yesterday, made everybody nervous, but nope. Gold rallied back to 1205 today. And moving over to the silver charts, we can see that silver is now on the upward swing also. And it looks like a pretty solid trend, I would say. I think the trend is going to continue today for both gold and silver. And the Dow was down on Monday. We lost about 100 points. We're down to like 16,980, I think, somewhere in that neighborhood. So the Dow's been looking shaky lately. And yeah, it looks like that game might be over. I haven't been too accurate about my short-term predictions, but I'm getting the long-term ones right, I'd say. I predicted that there would be an upswing with silver. We were due for it any day now. I predicted that Sunday night, Monday morning, I should say. And it happened right away on Monday morning. I thought it would come later in the week, but we got it first thing Monday morning, and I think we're just going to keep on going until we hit that trend line. We hit that mark of about $20.50. That's where I think we're headed on that. So in today's show, I'm going to do a little bit of talking, and at the end of the show, we're going to show off some silver and talk a little bit about it, because I had somebody who asked some questions about some silver, and so we're going to show a little bit of silver after I get done talking here a little bit. So what's happening in the economy? The economy actually is looking kind of good right now, actually, because we're in a minor deflationary trend, it looks like. And actually, if the feds are engineering this and they're getting it right, then this is probably a good thing, because this is going to increase consumerism. And what do we have? We have a consumer-based economy, so what's better than consumerism? So this is going to make it, this is going to make it easier for people to run out and buy things. And, it's bad in the long term, so I don't think this is going to stay for very long. This is a completely manipulated market. So what's going to happen? They're going to have this deflationary trend for a short time, and then we're going to go right back into inflation. Now, are they getting this thing right? I'm not too sure. Are we going to have a soft landing? Is the U.S. economy going to have a soft landing? Maybe temporarily, but it can't have a soft landing that's I don't know if you could really call that a landing if it's only temporary. Now, could you? But when we do come in for a landing, it's going to be hard, and I'm going to tell you why it's going to be hard. Because we're seeing zero interest. Zero interest is continuing. And what does that mean? That means bankruptcy. That means bankruptcy. When you have zero interest, then that's the only way they can repay their loans, is to have zero interest. The loan, the debt situation is so out of control that the only way that we can even hope to try to pay off the debts is to have zero interest and incredible amounts of inflation, so we can inflate the debt away. And so, trust me, the inflation part's coming a little bit later. Right now, we're going to see a swing. We're going to see silver come up to 2050. We're going to see gold recover modestly, probably. I don't expect gold will penetrate 13. Maybe just a little bit over 13 during this upward swing. And we're going to see the Dow remain shaky. I don't think we're going to see like a steady downward trend. It's not going to be a crash. It's just going to be a steady downward trend, and that's where we're headed at right now. That's what it's going to look like for another month and a half at least until we peak out. You know, we're going to peak out at about $20.50. That's my prediction. That's my prediction. Just based on observing this market for length of time. You know, that's what I'm going to call. So now's the time to think outside the box, people, because we don't have normal market conditions. You know, this is anything but normal. So one of the crazy things I'm thinking about doing is going out and borrow some money. Why not? I can get a loan. I can get it cheap, and if we have hyperinflation, I'll be able to pay it back easily. So it's just something I'm thinking about. Whether or not I'm actually going to do it, I don't know. You know, borrowing is really against my principles. I don't like usury. I feel it's appropriate in certain circumstances, but it should be avoided if you can at all. And you know, that's part of what stacking heavy metals is all about: becoming your own bank. So you don't need to borrow from other people. If you need money, you cash in a little bit of silver, or maybe even use it as collateral to get a loan later, so that you can get money to make more money. Got me thinking. So, what is the future of currency, people? That's something I wanted to look at today. What is the future of currency? Don't have any hard facts on this. Just some of my own personal thoughts. You know, we know that gold and silver, those are honest currencies because someone had to actually dig them out of the ground. You know, and if you want to add more to your base of currency, you got to have people dig it out of the ground. You know, that's work that has to be produced. So you just can't print it. So that's why it's always been good, honest money, because the only way to get it is through good, honest work. But to tell the truth, it's really kind of wasteful if you think about it, because somebody has to dig that gold out of the ground. Okay, now that work, although it is, we technically store it in the metal. Okay, that work is now stored in the metal. The value of that work is now stored in the metal, but that's still wasted work that could have gone to something more productive, like a useful commodity. Not that silver isn't useful, and not that gold isn't useful, but for the most part, gold is not very useful as an industrial metal. Yeah. Silver, on the other hand, has a lot of industrial uses. You can substitute gold for a lot of them, but it's just way too expensive. So silver, when you get right down to it, I think is going to wind up remaining a commodity. I don't know if silver's monetary status will ever be fully restored. I just don't know if that's ever really going to happen, because we're living in an age of cryptocurrencies, and I think that's going to wind up being the next step forward for mankind as far as currency goes. You know, currency has been a great thing for mankind in the right hands, but when governments control currencies, or they hand over their control of their currencies to bankers, to private hands, you know, whenever you hand over something to someone else, it's probably not going to turn out well. And the reason for that is because the human race has basically raised itself to the top of the food chain, not through brawn, not through muscle, but through brains. And when I say brains, I mean that we have used our brains to outthink the other animals. And what does that mean? What does that mean when I say we outthought the other animals? Well, that means that we used our brains to deceive the other animals. When we went out to hunt and we baited animals or we corralled animals, those were tricks. Those were tricks that we thought up in our mind. Those were things that the other animals either hadn't thought of, or just weren't that good at, or whatever the reason being. We rose to the top of the food chain because deception is our strongest weapon. We were able to deceive our way to the top. and that's, don't expect human nature to change, because those are the weapons. Those are the weapons we use. Deception. So it's almost a given that if you allow someone else to handle your stuff, there's going to be dishonesty involved. Old saying I once heard was that locks are for honest people. Any thief can break into a lock. Locks are for honest people. I don't know. I'm not sure how that really applies to this situation. But anyway, those are my thoughts on that subject for today. And so now I guess we're gonna move on to showing off a little bit of silver. And as I speak to you, it is 3:40 in the morning, and so it's been a long day for me. I'm a little stuttery. Had a few drinks. Yeah, feeling a little bit loose. And we're going to adjust the camera right now so that we can take a look at some silver. And there it is. The box. The box. The box. Actually, this is just one of my boxes. I have 2 boxes now. I actually have 2 boxes. 2 boxes, because I'm the poor stacker. I don't have a lot of silver, but I do have a little bit of silver. So one of the things that someone asked me this week was, what do you recommend? And one of the things that I recommend are eagles. You can really not have enough eagles, because when it comes right down to it, it actually is U.S. currency that you can you can actually use this for currency, even though it just says $1 on it. Who knows? Maybe $1 will actually be worth $1 again someday, instead of a penny and a half or whatever it's worth. But they're 999 pure. That's 999 parts out of 1,000. So 1 part out of 1,000 in this is probably like copper or something like that. And eagles are really cool because you can ring them. Oops. So that's one way you can tell that an eagle's real, is that it'll ring. And another way you can tell an eagle is real is that they do that pinwheel thing. Right. And of course, magnets don't stick. They will slide very, very slowly, though, if you have one of those neodymium magnets. Now, moving up the ladder, we have I think maple leafs right now are actually a little bit cheaper than eagles. So this is a 2014 maple leaf, and these go for about somewhere around, I think they're like $21, about $3, $4 over spot. The spot, the premium prices on coins really aren't falling very much right now. They're not really following the spot price. When I say spot, that's the price that loose silver on the open market goes for. If you take a bunch of these and beat them up with hammers and throw it in a bag, that's worth spot. But when they're brand new, they carry the $3 or $4 premium. And so these are a good way to go. These are 9999 pure. So that's only 1 part in 10,000 of this is not pure silver. And maples don't ring like eagles. They're just they're pretty thuddy. You get a little, but not really a ring. So they're pretty cool. I really like maples, and I like the older maples. I've got some older maples that I really like. This one's a 93, and I think I paid about 26 for this, so it's about it was about $7 over spot, and they're smooth. The field is smooth, and they're 9999. You can see it right there. It says 99999. And I really like these. I like the image on these. I like the smoothness. I like the mirror finish. They're really cool. And once again, when you go to sell that, you'll get your premium back. You might have to fight for it, but you'll get it back. And then there's another earlier Maple with a very early image of the Queen. That's an 89. And that, for some reason, the 89s and the 93s are relatively cheap. I guess they minted a lot of them during that year, so that the price over spot isn't a whole lot. But if you get like a 94, it'll be like $40, or or 88, or I'm not sure what year they first started making them. I think 88 might have been the first year. And then everybody knows, I picked up a bunch of Kookaburras last week. These are a really good deal. They just came out. The Kookaburras typically gain about $10 or so in value every year, because I guess they're just really highly sought after. I'm not sure if Perth Mint only makes a certain amount of them, or what the deal is on that, but they are very nice, high quality coins. They come with a capsule included, and I think I paid about $25 for these with the capsule, $24 and some change. That's a pretty good deal. That's like $22 for the coin and $2 for the capsule. Not a bad deal. And when it comes in the capsule, you can be assured that it hasn't been touched. And they do. They look a lot cleaner than any other coins I've ever gotten. And so if you can get these, they're nice. If you get like the 2014 one, it's already like $30 almost. If you try to get the 2013 one, it's like $40. It's like $10 every year that they go up. And so you guys know I bought a few koalas, and a couple of different year koalas, recent year koalas, and they're just the same as the Kookaburras. They go up in price, and they're really nice coins. Come in the capsules. You can't beat it. You can't beat it. You'll get your premium back on those. But if the price of silver doubles or triples or quadruples, is that going to make this coin? Yeah, actually it will, because this is silver. So, but the thing is that you can buy more silver at a cheaper price. Say you had $100. Say you had $100, and you could get 4 ounces of these. Okay, so that's because they're about 25 each. So you could get 4 of these. Whereas if you went out and bought, generic bars like these Johnson Matthey's, or a Sunshine bar, which are very nice. I really like the Sunshine bars because they have the new security feature, makes them very hard to counterfeit. I really like those, and they're pretty cheap. I think you can get Sunshine bars for about $21 even right now, maybe even less. I haven't been on the APMEX site in a couple of days, and here's an APMEX bar, also very economical, like $21. These are all like $21 bars. So you could get 5 of these. 5 of these for $100, or 4 of these. So when the price goes up, say it doubles, this is going to be, double the price of 4 ounces, and this is going to be double the price of 5 ounces. Plus you'll get your premium on these, but you'll get, you were going to get that either way. So plus you've already paid for that premium, so you're really just recouping money. But anyway, but with the Perth Mint stuff, it does go up like $10 every year, so you really can't lose on the Perth Mint stuff. But you have to sit down and figure out the math for your individual situation, and when what price you buy at, and when you plan to sell it. And and all those factors. Everything comes into play, and that's the other thing that you're going to have to decide is what price are you going to sell. Are you going to sell, are you going to sell it at 40? Are you going to sell it 50? Are you going to hold out for 100? How long are you going to hold out? How long can you stomach it is what it's all going to boil down to. And so that's some of the silver, some of the more, some of the rounds that you see more of these days. Those are the more common. That's the more common stuff, and that's probably where you should start off if you're just now beginning to invest. And that's about it for today, folks. I'll be back again tomorrow morning, and I'll see y'all. Everyone have a nice day.